Hello my hair warriors, it's me, Aaron O'Brien, your friendly neighbourhood hairdresser. This video is sponsored by Lordhair.com. And what's the video, you ask? Well, today we're going to talk about cutting templates and pieces for your hair, like your frontal hairline or the crown of the head, to make sure it fits perfectly in every little space. So let's get started. Follow me over here. So I have my lovely friend here, Bob, and we're going to show you exactly how to cut a template and to make it fit perfectly when you want to cover up some of those patches without having to use a full hair system. And this little trick I use all the time. Okay, so what do we need? We need a dome that is sent by Lordhair, a scissors, make sure it's sharp and it will be able to cut through the plastic quickly, and of course a Sharpie, or if you're doing it on a human, you can use eyeliner, white eyeliner, something like that, that can rub off very easily. Okay, so we're going to take our scissors and our dome and we're going to cut it in half. Now I'm cutting it in half so it lays really flat against the head on whatever areas you need to cut your template for. So I'm hoping I'm doing a good job here cutting it in half. Okay, here we go. We now have two domes. And we're going to start with the frontal hairpiece template. Now we're going to create an outline of where Bob's actual hairline is. So you can see, wow, he's never looked so good. Okay, Bob. So Bob is balding in these areas here where his hair is starting to recede. So we are going to create a triangle. Now, this is basically where you're going to use your eyeliner, your white eyeliner on a real human to be able to cut out and measure the template that you're going to be using. So you then take your dome and you're going to place it right on top of the area that you have outlined on Bob or your human. Then you're going to take your Sharpie and you're just going to draw out the outline that you have put in, just like that. Now we've cut out our template, and this can be used numerous times once we've cut it out. So we're going to start cutting our template out. Ta-da! There we go. And then we have one beautiful triangle. Never throw your dome out, because you can use this to create other templates in the future. So always keep this dome. It's great to have and to use for anything. So we're going to take a system. This can be an old system, a frontal system, or anything you order from Lordhair.com. You're going to take your template and you're going to place it on the front of the hair system. Now once we've done this, we are going to cut that out and place it on the area that is balding, so it gives a fuller, more beautiful look. Okay, once we have the system marked out, then we're going to take our very trusty and sharp scissors. Yes, sharp, do not use your kitchen shears. You have to use a hairdressing scissors to make sure that we get a nice clean cut. You want to make sure that you align the scissors underneath correctly and that you can see the scissors right through your thin skin or lace or whatever material you are using. You make sure that you keep it straight at all times and slowly cut your system to avoid any mistakes. You're going to do one side, then you move on to the other and meet them right in the middle to take out your templated piece. So now we have our beautiful hairpiece that we just cut, and we have applied a little bit of glue on here. Ghost Bond is great. You can also use a little bit of tape, but I always recommend glue, as you will get better adhesion to the scalp and it'll actually slot in a lot better. So we're going to take it back over to Bob over here, who now is like sporting this wonderful do. And we have basically near enough glued down this system to Bob's head. He looks fantastic. And we are going to take our glued piece here and we're just going to slot it right in. Now this can be any shape of any template of whatever you wish to place in. It doesn't have to be a triangle. It can be any shape at all where your hair is balding. And then we simply just press it down. And there she is. She's in place. And that just hides the patch. So this is great, like I said, for the frontal area, the crown area, and it will give you great coverage. Just make sure that you cut slowly, that you're very precise. Use your measuring tape if you need to take more measurements to make sure it's very accurate. but it's pretty easy to do, and you can always ask questions at lordhair.com because they're always willing to help. I know they've helped me in so many ways. So we have drawn a little circle earlier on the back of Bob's hair here, the crown area, just to get prepped because we're going to cut another template for that area, and I'm going to show you exactly how. So we placed the mold on the back of Bob's hair, and you can see where the outline of where Bob might be balding. Bob the balding man. And then we basically take our Sharpie and just mark around on our template where we need to cut out. Then we slowly but surely do our very best and most accurately to be able to cut that template out. Now, look, it's not always going to be 100% perfect, but just make sure you always try your very best. So when we're cutting our hair from our hairpiece, especially for the crown area, we want to put the template where the crown is on the hairpiece. It's going to be a little bit more natural, it's going to lay flatter to the head, and it's going to be much easier to blow dry and blend. So we placed our old hair system back on Bob's head. That's why it doesn't look so chic. And then we basically took our cutout piece that we cut out very carefully with the crown area intact, and then we placed a little bit of Ghost Bond, or you can use a little bit of tape. Like I said earlier, I'd still recommend Ghost Bond for this procedure. And then you're going to place it lightly and then make sure you have it in place, and then put pressure around to make sure that it sits really well. And then Bob, he has his crown back. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to click the link below, comment if you want anything new, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. You know, we'll see you all very soon.